This is what it is to take over on Hot 97, Funkmaster Flex, Kool DJ, the Red Alert, Prop Master, Chuck Chillout, taking the L out. I'm Buzzy Bugs, Mike, record left back.
My family had a band, boy, it was a big fun. Well, this is the beginning of my history. What it is nowadays. But daddy could play, but mama could sing. So naturally the kid could really swing. So I bought a drum set along with the bass. She couldn't tell me I wasn't on the case. Soon bands went out, something else came in. You had to put it on the table and make it spin. From 45s to 33s, I knew from the beginning it was just for me. One time good looking before we in flight, we gonna kick it. Double D style at night. One D is for Donald, the other's for D. Just in case you didn't know, I'm talking about me.
We got something to make your body move. We got something to make your body move. We got something to make your body move. We got something to make your body move.
Sometimes it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Yep, Kev Lyles, I see you, my brother. I see you, Kev Lyles.
How I keep from going under.
Broken glass everywhere, people pissing on the stage, you know they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got me wanting to move out, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with a tow truck repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Rest in peace to this brother right here, okay? He was a true one-man show. I'm talking about my man, Love Bug Starsky. This is Hot 97, everybody.
Well, hello, everybody. How you been? It's Starsky, and I'm back again with a true story to tell you all. And if you listen to me, you're gonna have a ball. First you die with the dip with the dive. Clean out your ears and you open your eyes. Cause I'm the LOVEBUG, rockin' in the rhythm and the harmony. Yeah, I'm snug with the bug, like to be hugged, and that's why the ladies call me the love bug. On and on, at the fever, until the break of dawn. Yeah, shit, y'all, I keep going strong. At the fever, alright, where it belongs. Put your hand on your hip, on let your backbone slip. The metal on the pedal, the heat and the beat. Cause the people in the back get not the whack. The people in the front, let's do the bum. The people on the side, hey, take a ride. The people in the middle, let me see you wiggle. All together now, all time, y'all. We just look in the sky, look in the trees.
What's his name? What's his name?
Yo, DMD? Yeah, what's up, man?
Uh-oh.
There go that girl they call Roxanne. She's all stuck up.
Why you say that?
Cause you wouldn't give a guy like me no rap. Man, she was walking down the street, so I said, hello, I'm Kango from UTAO. And she's so, I said, so, baby, don't you know I can sing rap?
This song caused a lot of situations.
Kango, Mr. Sophisticator. Stars I know ain't nobody greater from beginning.
Rest in peace to my man.
To beginning. I
the educated rapper.
But if I was to lose, I wouldn't be safe. Cause I'm not a gambler. I think bet I don't be, casino. And baby, playing Nizzo. The is the grizzly, killing, Kizzo. I thought you'd be impressed and give me devious rap. I thought I had a gun inside my sinister trap. I thought it'd be a piece of cake, but it was nothing like that. I guess that's what I give a think, it ain't that right black. Business decide to get some, and see me number with some. Chrysalis, I can tease her of this ass like a dealer with a bang bang, brother, I feel bad, but I ain't committing suicide for no crap. Calling her a crab is just a figure of speech, cause she's an apple, a pear, a plum, and a peach. I thought I had it in the palm of my hand, but man, oh man, if I was Brad, I'd bang Roxanne.
Oh, oh.
Yo, Kango, I don't think that you're dense, but you went about the matter with no experience. You should know, she doesn't need a guy like you, she needs a guy like me with a high
Big
IQ. And she takes to my rap, cause my rap's the best. The educated rapper MD will never fess. So when I met her, I wasted no time, but stuck up Roxanne. Baby,
break it down.
She thought my name was Barry. I told her it was Gary. She said she didn't like it, so she chose to call me Barry. She said she loved to marry, my baby she would carry. And if she had a baby, his name's the baby Harry. Her mother name is Mary, which is really quite contrary. Her face is very hairy, and you can say it's scary. She lives in Naivy, our father's a fairy. His wife's a secretary, and son's a military. To force him to a list against it wasn't voluntary. His daughter's name was Sherry, his son's a Tom and Jerry. Sherry had the flu, but it was only temporary. Back in January, or was it February? But every time I say this rhyme, it makes me kinda weary. It's only customary to give this commentary. Some say it's bad, some say it's legendary. You're searching all you want to try your local library. You never find a rhyme like this in any dictionary.
Well,
but do you know, after all that, all I received was a pat on my back. That's what you get, it happened to me. Ain't that right, Mix Master ICE?
once again, this song caused a lot of situations. A lot of Roxanne songs came after this. Uh-oh. Big up to my man Larry Love.
Y'all moving around with that coquito out there. I know the coquito is moving around tonight. Coquito night all throughout the tri-state. Mommy, what's good?
What is called?
DJ Love Jones got that coquito pop in Brooklyn. You know what it is. Be safe moving around tonight. Christmas Eve 2018. Funk Master Flex. Chuck Chillout. Kool DJ Red Alert. Hot 97. I'm Bugs, the mic record for the Mecca. You know what it is.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Holidays here, and we got your stuffing for your stocking all night tonight.
And what? It's the Fat Boys, everybody. Let's go.
What up, Charlie Stick?
Oh, man.
Fat Boys, baby, let's do it. Ow! Rest in peace, Buffy.
My man Buff.
Chuck Chillout. Hot 97, Funk Flex, Red Alert, Bugsy.
Because of my man Kool, my man Prince Walkie D, everybody.
We here.
The way it used to be.
What's up, Tish? What's up, Tish? What's up, Johnny M? What's up, Aruga Angels? What's going on? The mic record for the Mecca in here. Big shout, Diamond J. Big shout to DJ Red Bottom. I see you. Bugsy Bugs World on that Twitter. Bugsy Bugs World Twitter. Bugsy Bugs on that gram.
I'm not giving out no shout-outs.
Stupid. I feel you on that.
I got a reason.
I'm sure you'll share that with the class a little bit later on. Word.
Yo, Biggs, I like this Moscato, man.
Merry Christmas, Harold Jeter. What's good? Dave Viner, what's happening? Q Dogs, what's up? AK's Face Live for rocking with Hot 97.
It was just
Say what?
It was just one day that I will never forget. I got jailed for something that I'll always regret. It was 12 o'clock midnight and I wanted a snack, so I headed downstairs for the fridge was packed. But when I opened the door, what did I see? The back of the fridge staring right at me. I thought to myself, I could almost die. Then an image appeared, a pizza pie. So I put on the beaters, headed out the door as I pictured myself eating more and more. But the store was closed, I busted into a rage. So I went to the crib and got the 12 gauge, ran back to the shop, busted down the door, and all I saw was pizza galore. So I stuffed my face, I couldn't even walk, couldn't last my shit, giggle, wiggle, and talk. So I fell asleep with my face in my plate, and the next thing you know, I was headed
Upstate.
in jail,
Fat Boys had some joints.
people, gather all in with your ear. 'Cause we're gonna rap so that one, yeah, hot into your ear. So bitch, don't care, wild deep, let the fucking for you to hear.
Once again, it's the sounds who did it, everybody. Ha ha.
Discos don't open till after dark, and it ain't till 12 till the party really starts. And I always had to be home by 10, right before the fun was about to begin. Crowds of people lined up inside and out, just for one reason, to rock the house. But in the daytime, the streets were clear. You couldn't find a good freak anywhere.
Yes! Big shout to Houdini, Grandmaster D, Jalil X. Come on! Ooh. Get into the mix. Yo, this was my joint. Get into the mix.
DJ
Yo,
Divine.
Word up.
Shouts to the
Yo,
vibe.
look at Tony. He look confused.
Oh my God.
Best blessings.
Oh my
Sundays.
God.
Yo, that record there was
My
a problem.
man.
That record there was a problem.
This is original. I'm gonna tell you what this record always represents.
Oh my
When this record was out, the master mixes were getting hot.
Yeah.
Right? Am I calling it right? This is like beginning.
For once, you're right.
My memories are right now.
Yeah, because you got selective amnesia, my man.
And Red, I met him for the first time. He said, I don't know if Red told you I'm DJ Devon.
My man.
I took a picture with him.
That's my bro. That was my record, boy.
It's my dude right
I
there.
only had one copy, man.
I'm gonna tell you, this record in New York,
I only had one
it was on a
copy.
loose.
No, it was on West End Records.
West End Records didn't put out any rap.
And they wasn't paying nobody either. You know what I mean?
So when you went to the
Very
store,
few.
Every artist got jerked on their label.
how I got 2 copies of this is I took my radio to the store and I played it.
Wow.
And the guy looked around the room and he looked around the room and he's like, I don't think I said, I'm telling you, man.
That record was nuts.
I didn't have it from the beginning.
I had one copy. You had 2 copies of that, Red?
I had 5.
Well, I had one copy.
I had 5 copies.
I had one copy, man. And I called, trying to get more. They was, you don't need that. That's not happening. I said, this is the record, bro.
Oh, yo, this was so. Kiss FM used to play this in the morning going to school.
And you see how Flex, I told you he's a student of the game, right?
Yeah.
He went to the record shop. He didn't go to the record shop and said the song goes da-da-da-da-da. He brought his box to the record shop to make sure dude knew what it was.
But he didn't know none of us then, so you know what I mean?
That's
So,
the
only reason why.
In New York City, I used to wait outside like a groupie for these dudes. I don't even want to half step.
Because once he got to know Tito and Derek, which
shout to Tito.
Deuces is wild.
Shout to Tito, Derek, who was 9.
He lived next door to me. After that, he was Couldn't get rid of him.
I
couldn't get rid of him.
Ready? I'm not gonna let him let that fly.
I couldn't get rid of him after that.
New York City.
What?
I have my first encounter of Chuck Chillout.
And that's hard. That's hard for everybody.
You wait a minute.
Come on, son.
Don't you rush me.
You know, I'm not rushing. All we gotta do is turn your mic off right here, son.
I didn't know Chuck. I grew up on the 4100 block, 4159 Derima Avenue. Slick Rick lived on the corner. I lived in the middle of the block.
Yeah.
And Chuck's girlfriend
lived on the corner.
Yeah. I did not know Chuck. I used to play baseball in the street with my friends, a tennis ball, right?
Yeah, you was a burger back then. Right?
I still am a burger. Don't get it twisted. Wait.
We love you, man. We love you.
But you're well done now.
Chuck's older than me, right? Chuck driving, everything else. Mm-hmm. Chuck drive through the block. His clean outfits on. A yellow Rover. And I'm not.
Rover, huh?
Listen. I know Chuck didn't do nothing he was supposed to, because I don't want to put you in a bad place. But Rovers was only being driven by drug dealers. Chuck didn't sell. Him and Kool had matching Rovers, a yellow and a red.
Hey, too much information.
Wait. Chuck comes.
Too much information.
Chuck comes through the block.
Let's go to commercial.
Chuck comes through the block. He's the same guy he is today that he was back then. Screaming out the window, get out the street! Move out the street! Never slow down for us playing baseball. Nothing.
You in the middle of the street, move!
That's my first encounter of Chuck Chillout.
Move, son.
Fast forward about a year or two. I'm in the 80s, New York. I'm in the 80s.
Yeah.
I go to the Skate Key roller rink. Wow. I go every Saturday night.
A
birdie told us.
Where's his mic at?
No, a birdie told us Chuck Chillout was going to come and DJ at the skate rink. Skate rink is on Allerton Avenue, Skate Key, 2,000 plus deep on a Saturday. He comes in with his white, it might have been a leather Houdini jacket.
Wow.
With the W.
You remember that jacket?
Remember them jackets? Houdini.
It was white. Yeah,
white sneakers, haircut fresh. He only got about 10 records. So I know this is going to be something in here tonight. He only had like 10 records with him. He's giving mega fives to everybody. He can barely get to the booth. He's giving five, dapping up everybody. I remember the records he played when he came in there. Of course, the 2-3 break, all of that was rocking. He played Centipede and a couple other records. And everybody is staring at the booth, Red. Like we're skating, but on the rug, staring, because here's a guy that we hear on the radio every week. And he's in here in the booth, and he knew DJ Mad Wayne. So now we're like, yo, this is crazy. This is stupid. That's like Batman and Robin.
So
that's for us.
Y'all heard him on the radio. He's there live, right?
Oh, we never saw him before.
You understand?
And then, the thing back then, New York, for a Red and a Chuck and a Marley, was that as a DJ coming up, our thing was always, we used to critique them. So we used to be like, they better be like they're on the radio. It better be the same thing. It better be the same thing.
Yeah, we always had that challenge.
Yeah, and then as you watched it, then you'd be like, yo, these guys is really getting it crazy. And then I remember when I first got on New York in front of a big crowd, my first thing was like, how did they do that? Because I'm scared right here. Like, this is all these people.
Bro.
I'm scared.
Yo, bro, I just remember, what was that? We was in Land Corners. They throw something at you in there if you put on something whack in there.
Yeah.
They'll throw something at you in there, bro.
And Bugsy, I saw the two of them. I saw Red and Chuck at Funhouse.
Wow.
And
that was a hot. That was hot. That spot
for a minute, right?
That spot was tight too. They'll throw something at you in there too.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you a short story. Now here it is. We both was pre-recorded, right?
Correct.
On the radio.
Yeah. But then again, Barry Miller used to say, how come y'all both don't do the mixes like, the Latin Rascals or like Shepherd? Or, I say no.
Which was a lot of edits and everything else. A lot of folks
they expect the same way you play.
Yeah, you're right.
It's the same way they expect you when you live.
Right. Yeah.
So you can't be fake because if you come sounding different from what it is in the radio, they gonna be like, oh, you're not real. You're not real.
No.
And I mean, they had a lane that was good, but I think that when I was coming back up 95. This is before we worked together, and I was at Power 99 FM. We put on 82, and I heard Flex played it earlier, the fresh and the MCs FRESA, and how you was cutting it. And I was like, he's cutting this live. There's no edits on this, and it was refreshing to hear somebody cutting live, as opposed to hearing the edits. Because in Philly, we had a guy named Yaman that was our poor man's version.
I know that guy.
Of a poor man version of Chet Pettibone, and he would do all the master mixes. Craig Davis was our DJ.
Shout out to Craig Davis.
But you guys in New York,
Ola!
you guys in New York were really cutting. When I heard Red and Chuck, y'all was really cutting live. It wasn't edited or anything. There's much blessings to those who were able to do
Right, so
that.
I think that's what go ahead that push Barry to say, well, you know what? How y'all feel about doing it live? And that's when they split us up and just start putting him Friday and put me Saturday.
Right. So Red, when I came to the station with Chuck, my job was to get the food, call. I'm not ashamed of it. Let me tell you something. It's the best process that anybody could do in their life to get to know the business. And so I'm seeing Chuck set up, and I'm wondering, when you're listening to things in queue, I'm wondering, well, is that on the air? I'm asking man mad questions. No, it's not on the air. When that on-air light hit, I froze. I didn't want to touch nothing. I was like, hit, and then he walks out the room, and the turntable's spinning. And I'm like, my God, if I bump this, it's going to be nasty.
The whole world's trying to hear it.
If I bump into this, oh, my God, they'll probably never let me back up here again.
Hey, remember that time we was in Jacksonville walking in the street?
Oh, right.
And the kids blasting one of our tapes. Kid goes, I said, where you get that from? Oh, you can't get that, son. You can't get that. He didn't know it was me.
He had no idea.
He had no idea.
That was that DJ tour, right?
Yeah, he was blasting our tapes.
Oh, my God.
In Jacksonville, Florida, on the corner. I never forget. We said, yo, where you get that from? Yo, you can't get that, son.
No, right?
That was funny. He looked at me, we just started laughing.
My mom and my sister, their job was, New York City, this was the routine. The master mixes came on at 9 p.m. Friday night was Chuck. Saturday night was Red. Marley was on both nights. Right. You had to have your car washed, situated, your clothes situated.
You had to be clean.
Who you hanging with before 9.
Word.
Now, I'm giving you Whitestone Theater, whatever was popping back then.
The best theater ever.
From 8:50, all radios were adjusting across the board in the parking lot.
Word up.
Until you heard Bob Slade's voice.
Only.
Because Bob Slade was the voice that was played before the rap show.
Yeah, that was the Youth on the Move and all that stuff they had that were going to the top of the hour.
Only.
I am a student of the game, New York. The Bob Slade's voice would come on a cappella with mad reverb.
Only.
By this time, I'm giving you the time. It is now 8:57. This guy's going to speak. And we know right after that, if Chuck's on, you're going to hear some feedback because he got his monitors up too loud. Feeding back through the radio.
And he's rubbing hard.
And then he's not even rubbing yet. Then you hear a drop. Yeah, boy, you know what it is, Public Enemy. And I'll be like, oh, God, it's going to happen right now. It's going to happen right now. And they always came on with the hottest record in the city, usually. There was no build-up.
Oh, no, you came on hard.
You came on with whatever was...
You had to come on hard.
You came on with whatever's hot.
I remember one promo I had I used to play all the time in the beginning. It was by KS1. He used to say, it's 9 o'clock. Stop the gunshots and listen to Red Alert. And then start going right into it, just like that.
Yeah.
Something, and I'm giving you moments in
always had the chokers chilling out.
People who are on my age demographics, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then, wait a minute, 12 o'clock, the city went dead. It was like you either had to be in a club or something because there's nothing else happening.
That was going on.
No,
Right.
it was like Tony Humphries, and that was great for Jersey, but it wasn't what we, as a b-boy. No, it was great. It was great.
Really?
It was great, but it wasn't.
He took you to Club Zanzibar. That's where he took you to.
Yeah, but I mean on the weekends. But then you had HBI, right? You had to catch HBI.
HBI, right?
HBI. You had all DNA. You had Awesome
2 or 3
too.
o'clock in the
Dirty
morning.
Dozen.
And then you had Olivia G and P Fine.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something. What those shows did, New York. They're talking about some great underground shows.
Right.
But what it did though, when I used to listen to those underground shows, it made me appreciate what you and Marley and Red were doing because I knew the difference. See, these guys were in the clubs. That's where I got that from, New York, being in the clubs. Red and Chuck was always in the clubs, and they played totally different in the club.
Yeah.
So I used to want to go see when I first went to the club. I used to ask Chuck a bunch of questions like, "Why do you?" I would say records to him, but you play such and such in the radio. No, that's whack. We're not playing that in here. Can't play that in here. and then I started to understand the difference of the music of what was what. But I'm gonna tell you something, New York, and for any DJ that's up and coming, the best advice I can ever give you is, which I learned from Chuck and Red, is. That club keeps you at the pulse.
Oh no, yeah.
It really keeps you
vibing.
It's like a
hands on. It's hands on.
It's like sparring,
Right.
and it really keeps you on.
That's one thing. That's one thing I miss about the Shadow. It kept you in tune to what was going on.
And Red and Chuck always took those records from the club because I never really seen that because Marley didn't really play the clubs, and Chet Pettibone and those guys didn't play the clubs. And they used to take those records in the club.
Humphreys had Zanzibar.
And I'm going to tell you, New York, you remember how I used to take a record from the tunnel and play it on that radio? I used to hear Red take sometimes I think a record, Latin Quarter, and Chuck, and they'd say, this is a Latin Quarter, but big in Latin Quarters, which made me want to go to the quarters and see what the reaction was.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, I get it.
That Latin Quarters was a rough spot there, boy.
I mean... I could change up
loved it.
I mean,
it was
you guys
hot,
brought it up.
But what it was.
I got a Latin Quarter crate. You want me to just go there now? I can go.
It was a rough spot, man. If you didn't know what you was doing in there, a bottle would come flying at you.
But you gotta understand, we use the radio as like an office space for outside work.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. But where work here, go outside. And then we did it the other way around. Wherever work in the club, we let them bring it into the radio.
inside.
I mean,
them clubs.
Because we relied on you guys to let us know what songs needed to be in rotation, and I would be the one to sit in the office and try to convince management to let certain songs fly. And they would fly. Even when I came to BLS, it was the same kind of situation with Magic. When Magic was here and Marley,
rest in peace to Mr. Magic.
Bless Mr. Magic, because he took this hip hop thing and put it on his back, and I'm talking like late 70s.
Yes, he did.
Like nobody wanted to hear it. The college kids was listening to funk and jazz fusion, and nobody wanted to hear the hip hop that was coming out at that time. And Magic took it on his back and kept it happening. But Magic was in the clubs and in the street, and he would tell Marley in many instances, yo, this is hot, I got to get this on. And he would get it on, and he kind of helped to kind of direct that. But yeah, it was a situation where you had to go to management after that. I would listen. You guys were the barometer for what was happening. And I would go, yo, we got to get this in rotation. And they would give me the nod, whatever. And I would still find a way to make it happen.
Those clubs kept you. The beat in the street, the post.
Should we go to
those
Latin?
Clubs kept you going. You know
Should
what I
we
mean?
do a little Latin Quarter so people understand?
No. We need some LQ in our life.
You want to go right there
need to
now?
get to the Latin Quarter flavor.
Yeah, some LQ
Let him hear
in
what
our
we're
life.
talking about.
How much
Them clubs kept you on your toes, bro.
How many people you think Latin Quarter held?
1,000.
700. About 700.
No, more than that, about 17. I mean, close to two tight.
700.
No, he's talking Union Square. Was that
Union Square
was
was
bigger.
Union Square was bigger. Yeah.
So I want to explain Latin
That
Quarter to
only
you.
lasts 7 months.
Let me explain something to you about Latin Quarter, New York. As
during the week, too.
a person paying to come in, which what I was.
You didn't pay when you walked in with me. Here you go again.
Chuck,
Prior to you.
see, he forces new stories. Because when Chuck,
I don't force nothing. You got selective amnesia, bro.
Because New York,
Come on, bro. Come on.
All right.
But you got to know Flex.
I got him.
Flex may have gone with you, but Flex was going to go by himself so he could move like he needed to
I'm
move.
going to tell you how he was. If Chuck D, or I'm going to give the right names too, Ecstasy from Houdini or Jam Master Jay decided to drive by his house that night, Latin Quarter is canceled.
He ain't going nowhere, so you had to go on your own because that was
Red, canceled. And you say to Chuck, I'm not going to be able to get in without you. His exact words, what do you want me to do, pal? See, when those celebrities used to come around.
Here we go.
Sometimes I hated when the celebrities came around. That means we're not going to the club tonight. He's gonna stand here. They're gonna beat him in the head about their record, and nothing's gonna happen for me. So I used to pay to go into the club.
Yo, Jody just said opening night for Union Square was 3,000 in there.
Told you,
fam.
Opening night.
You listen. This Union Square Latin Quarter thing, New York, I should write a book. Okay?
And rest in peace to my man, Steve.
The first commercial on the radio for Latin Quarter was voiced by J.R. Vance.
Wow, DJ.
Eric B. and Rakim.
DJ New York.
Eric B. and Rakim were the first artists.
Whatever happened to him?
That's not the point.
Wow.
Eric B. and Rakim were the... Stop it. Eric B. and Rakim was the artist there that night. Woo. And Red was playing. I waited online 2-3 hours and I got in. New York City, this is before Latin Quarter. I never seen nothing like this in my life.
Whoa.
What happened? Union Square?
Hold up. Union Square was before Latin, it was after Latin Quarter.
No,
Union Square before Latin
Quarter. It was before, Chuck. It was before.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, you got
I did Union Square 86, Latin Quarter 87.
Roxy was first.
Yep.
And then Union Square. And then Latin
86.
Quarter.
86, boss.
I'm telling you, Chuck, with the records were a little
86,
different.
man.
So New York City.
Because when I was in
I thought it was Roxy, Latin Quarters, and then Union Square.
No. You got it all twisted up, my man. Because same time I was in
Chuck
Union Square.
Chuck didn't hang out Union Square.
Emka
We used to go
Islam.
Latin Quarter.
Emka Islam was rocking in the weekend in Latin Quarters, and on the Tuesday was Celebrity Tuesdays that the Awesome 2 did. But on Friday, I did Union Square. Then when that closed down, I came over to Latin Quarter.
No, I was at Latin Quarter.
This Union Square, New York, Jersey, Connecticut.
I never went to Union Square. I never went to.
Oh wait, fam, Red, I didn't know you yet. I sat up in the balcony. The turntables was on some rubber bands.
Yeah, suspension.
And it had the
John Long system.
And it had the Uri mixer.
John Long.
There was no crossfader.
I hated that.
New York City, no crossfader. It was two knobs.
Yep.
And I'm like, why is Red using the same hand to touch both turntables? Then I go down and I get a look at the mixer. Then I'm like, okay, I get what this is. Me and Nine, shout to Nine, we was walking in. We were walking in. And this might not have been the first day, Red. We're walking in. Red's playing the bridge MC Shan. Place going nuts. And me and Nine are so tight because we was tired of that Queen's talk. Sorry, Bugs. You know I love you. We were so tired of the Queen's talk. It was making us really tight. Red's playing the bridge, and in my mind, I'm like, he from our way.
Why is he playing this?
He playing this, and he sounds so happy about playing it.
Your man,
right?
your man, Busy B on the check-in. What up, Busy?
I didn't know Red yet. So then we're like, well, we know this is where we need to be. Red stopped the record. He said, yeah, but these are from my guys uptown. And he threw the record in from the hook, from the South Bronx. I look at Nine, we're like, yo! That South Bronx, KRS-One New York was knocking so hard in there. We looking around at everybody, what?
Yeah, because Violators was acting up at that time.
Oh, we were so happy.
They was acting up.
We were so happy.
Happy birthday to Big Rod of the Violators. You know, Christmas Day is his birthday.
And I don't know, Red, I did not, please correct my math. I don't remember, I didn't hear you play that South Bronx on the radio yet. Did you play it? Because I heard you play it in the club.
The first time I ever played it was on the radio.
On the radio, okay. So then, I didn't hear it. I never caught you playing it. And that was the first time my experience was it.
I'm going to tell you exactly how it went.
Wait, hold up, Red. But you were on the mic in that club. Mm-hmm. And that was very strange to me. Mm. And, you know, please.
Guess who got me to be on the mic?
Who?
The guy right there on the side.
Bugsy.
That's right.
And I don't want to be offensive to any DJ, and I know everybody laid their bones in this city, but the first time I went to a club in New York, and I heard somebody on the mic, it was Red Alert. And I remember that Union Square, and this is 86, and I thought it was so weird because I was like, the DJ's never on the mic. And this was real weird to me. And then you talked the record in. So I was like, well, I was like, well, is somebody on the mic with him? Then I thought, is somebody else DJing? But that was like, what was that? That was an Uptown thing, correct me? Like, that's Brucey B. That's
world famous, yeah.
And Star Child.
Star Child, Brucey B, Hollywood, Love Bug. No, those are the party rockers in one man show.
Rest in peace to Star Child.
Yeah, and
one of the best to ever do it in New York.
Yeah, definite.
His swag, his movements, his whole feel. He
Star
could.
Child was that dude, B.
Rest in peace to him. I'm sorry, I was cutting you off, Red. Now go ahead.
No, what I was going to say, how it became the first time I knew about South Bronx. Rest in peace, Scott LaRock, Battle on KS1, Celebrity Tuesdays. Here it is, a DJ by the name of Raul. Used to be DJing in there. He was on. They came in with the acid tape. You know what the acid tape is. Yo, we want you to play this. He put on the record, South Bronx. People went crazy. Before it ended, he said, I got to play this from the beginning again. He played it from the beginning all the way to the end. People were going crazy. Then he handed back to Scott. Scott handed it to me. He said, this for you to play. And that's when I went on Saturday and I played it for the first time.
It was Scott brought the record to my house, so
we argued about this.
Yeah,
This is
Scott,
criminal minded.
you wasn't there, bro. You wasn't there, bro.
Yo, Red, did we argue with him about
Your
this
mic's
tonight?
going off. Your mic's going off. You wasn't there when he came to my house, bro. You wasn't there.
Chuck.
He brought me South Bronx to my house.
Listen, first of all,
You wasn't there, bro.
DDP couldn't sneak up there
You
without
wasn't
everybody
there.
knowing.
You wasn't there,
Everybody knew he was up there.
Scott came by himself.
He played you the album.
No, man. He brought me the 12-inch first,
No, he
bro.
didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. He
Yes, he
brought
did.
you the
Yes, he
album,
did.
and
Yes,
you
he
supposed to
did.
listen to the album. It was criminal.
No, you wasn't there.
I wasn't there when he came. I know when he
wasn't there.
came, and I know what you
You
heard.
wasn't there.
I know. You want to call Nan?
He wasn't there either.
You want to call him?
He wasn't there either.
Behind the
He
scenes.
wasn't there either.
That was
He came in, knocked on the door, and
Behind the
brought me the
scenes.
12-inch.
Red.
12-inch of South Bronx.
He just gave a house. He just gave a house story, right?
Live at Hot 97.
Yeah, he had a house
It's called
story,
The
right?
Takeover.
So I met Nine, I met Ricochet, and then I met Tito. And Chuck, New
we
York.
go.
Wait, this is great.
Here we go with the selective amnesia. Here we
Chuck,
go.
wait. I met Chuck's neighbors because you cut my story off last time, sucker, because you knew I was going to get to this story.
What story was that?
So Chuck used to live next door to a rap group that I DJ'd for. I still didn't know Chuck yet. Right? Okay. I go to hang out there. If we stand on the stoop, Chuck come out there in his underwear.
No, I wasn't.
Oh,
No, I
my
wasn't.
God.
No, I wasn't.
Wait.
Yo, you was something else, bro.
Look,
bro.
look.
Don't even do it.
Yelling, get off the porch. Shut up. Get out of here.
Whatever.
Why you got, whose car is that?
Come on,
Get out
son.
of here.
Come on, son.
Oh, my
Now you lying now. Now you lying now.
That sounds like
No,
Wow.
no,
Sounds like
it wasn't.
Wait.
No, it wasn't.
Let me take you even further.
No.
Those stories, everybody.
He's screaming,
Hi, Lung.
hottest guy on the planet, 10 cars in front of his house at all times. Right? Wait a minute. Bugsy.
He was in iron lung mode. Let off my steps.
I would not even
Get out
name.
of here.
I would
didn't
not
do that.
even name the rappers because I wouldn't even want to embarrass them because a lot of them are still out now. I wouldn't even embarrass you and say who was there. So we're gonna move on from that. Wait.
Wow.
Yeah, but you want to embarrass me right now, right? With these
Bugs,
stories, and
Bugs,
you only
Bugs,
know.
Bugs,
I hear you.
Bugs,
Only you
wait.
only know these stories.
Can I-
And
can
you
I-
coming up with stuff.
Can I talk to Bugs?
No, you can't talk to him.
Can I talk to Bugs?
No.
So Bugs, wait a minute. So now, imagine a guy screams at everybody on the porch, right? Yells at him top level, get out of here, who are you? This is what he do. Imagine he goes back in the front door, comes out exactly 45 seconds later. Which one of y'all gonna drive me to the store?
That's Chuck. That's real.
Wait.
That's real.
Yo, you
What?
stupid.
Yeah, you drive him.
Yo, you
right?
stupid.
You drive Chuck to the store.
Yo, you stupid.
This is my first encounter of Chuck and me and him becoming friends.
Oh, you stupid.
Yo, he says him. He see me with Tito and Derek. And he's like, that's your call? Yeah, why? Yeah, that's my call. Come down here and pick me up Friday. That's what he said. He calls my house. My mom picks up, tells him my government. And my mom doesn't tell me that Chuck told me that Chuck Chillout called the house.
Okay, all right.
Because, of course, I'd have got the phone ASAP.
See, once again, you got the story wrong.
No,
Your mom said
Aston. I said my government. Aston. That's what I said, my government.
She goes, Aston, somebody, Chuck is on the phone.
Yes.
Get the story right, son.
But I wasn't there because Chuck called, and that's what my mother said. Some guy called here. He sounds real important. You called the week before, Chuck. I don't have the story wrong. My mother says I think Chuck Scarborough called. Wait.
Yo, he's bugging, man.
Wait. What's what my mother said? And he sounded real important. I said, Mom, please don't tell me Chuck Chillout called and you did not tell me he called. That sounds like the name. I said, Mom! I was like, because me and him never hung yet.
Here you go with the selective amnesia.
When I saw him again, I had to apologize for the time he called my house and we didn't link. And from there on, I was driving Chuck downtown from that point on.
Oh, my God.
Yo, Chuck, thank
you.
Thank you, bro.
Whatever.
Thank you, bro.
You ain't got the right story right, man.
Yeah, I do.
Come on, man. You know them dudes was handling you back then.
But you know what?
Come on, they was handling you.
But I was okay.
And I said, yo, I got you.
No, Chuck.
I said, yo, I got you.
No,
don't sit in lounge
Well,
radio.
you said
Don't
you
sit
said,
in lounge radio.
but you got him.
I'm not gonna let you say that.
You got him after he was driving you to the station. You didn't want nobody to mess up your ride.
They was handling them back then.
No, they
man.
wasn't.
Yes,
No,
they were.
no. Let me tell you something, Chuck. I'm gonna tell you something about paying dues.
They was handling
You paid it.
Everybody
and people paid
pays
it,
dues, baby.
and let me tell you something. I enjoyed paying my dues with them. You know why?
But you know
why?
But I
enjoyed
But
paying.
me and you hung out because we was DJs. They was MCs. We hung out because we was DJs.
Chuck, why are you telling me something? I took your format and then I used it.
Come
so you're
on,
not trying to
son.
tell me
Come
you know
on,
what
man.
the rules were back
Come
then.
on,
Go
son.
get the hamburger. Go get the fries.
Yo,
drive me around.
Yeah, well, hey.
I was okay.
You was
with
paying
that.
dues, yes.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Chuck's not trying to act
So
like
it's true.
Chuck's trying to
Some of the story is true, but he goes A, B, C, Z.
Bugsy said so. It's
He goes
true.
A, B, C, Z.
Chuck, listen.
Look, man, we're going to commercial, right?
No, we're not. No, we're not. There ain't none. Shout to Major World. There's no commercials now. We're going to Union.
WQHT New York Hot 97.
We're going
to commercial.
We're going to go to Union Square.
Merry Christmas,
We're going to
family. Love
Union
you.
Square and Latin Quarter.
Going to commercial.
Play those two things.
No,
Let's go. Wait a minute.